What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. The memes have gone too far with the buyouts. Oi, Rada, I've been bought out. But seriously, this meme predates Rada's channel. It goes all the way back to the Pojo days, where Shape Snatch was the vanilla lifted up by the community, similar to how the OCG put up Morphinin, which actually has collectible sleeves now. It is lowest, $5 for a first edition Pharaonic Guardian. Do let that term sink in. That's not the easiest thing to get. And then those are the motivated sellers, by the way. Then it's $10, $16.69, nice, and $20. When we're looking at this buyout, though, I think it's kind of funny to think that this translates into actual sales. Everything that was $4 and under is gone. People have taken all those first heads off of market and spent their hard-earned money on it. And there's people in my Discord, in the Market Watch group, they're like, oh, I wanted to finish my binder out. I only have 50 of these or 70 of these. It's crazy to watch people go after memes like this. A similar one that's recently been gone through is Moki Moki. Look at this. $12 to $13 are the only copies available for the first ed original Ancient Sanctuary. Now, I can say this had a niche flashpoint moment of being playable in the metagame where you could use ancient ritual art in order to send light fairies for Christia. So this did a little something as a level 1 light fairy, but the mysterious question mark, if it was turned into a full-blown archetype, I'd be made pretty happy this year. Memes can equal dollar on the market is the whole point of this segment. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing this little bit of news. Next up, Gearsu the Orcust Mech Knight is $25 and probably the most talked about speculated card when we're looking at Banlist speculation. Like, this could go up to 50. I do agree. If Harp Horror peeled off the list, this card could easily be on Banlist hype day $50. But look at the opportunity cost before you just jump in, because people are like, what could it go down to? Back to 22, maybe 20? I'd lose 15 bucks. You're not losing just 15 bucks unless you're able to find willing buyers in person at full TCG player price. You're looking at fees, you're looking at shipping, so your opportunity cost is a little more. Now, do I think it's a decent gamble? It's Banlist speculation. You're hoping on the Konami R&D team saying, yeah, that seems okay to put in with Rusty Bardish back in the format. Let's go ahead and do it. You're not thinking about the arguments in the Konami room and what can happen. Personally, I do hope Harp Horror peels off the list. It's something that I would enjoy seeing because this guy heavily underperformed, but when people thought it could be in the mix, it was 70, 90 pre-sales. It was crazy. So I think this card does have a much higher ceiling, especially if there's Banlist help and hype, and it's directly what would spike up. But you're gambling on the ban list. Do always remember your gambles versus the ban list and what those are. They're not guarantees, and your opportunity cost might be higher than what you thought. Genesis Impact is up over on Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily. I'm going to refresh because they told me in hopefully about 10-ish minutes, they'll have collector rares as well as deck cores up on the site. So they're working to get those up. I'm looking forward to deck core prices. They're not beating TCG Player by the biggest margin right now, but they are beating them. And code WhatsGood5 gives you 5% off. Really shocking to see over here too. Not a single card in the US above $20 except for the collector rares. This set is really bombing for a lot of people. I'm seeing fire sales on Facebook groups. I'll take $580 for my case. I'll take $550 for my case. People are really trying to offload the sealed. And with that, I do want to break down how cheap these cards and how bad that is, because you're only getting like 3 ultras per box, where you used to get 24 secrets per box in a side set. So let's look at this. There's $20 as your max, and if you're looking at everything, there's 10 different ultras, and YBM was telling me that their collector rare is replacing their ultra rares on the pulls. So all those factors combined, you're probably pulling 32 to 31 ultras per case if your case ends up that way too, where the collector rare replaces the ultra. You're barely pulling a playset of, by RNG's chance, of each and every ultra before clumping or any other factor is combined. I don't believe there's any short prints or anything like that in this product, but clumping is a factor. So you're really gambling with the highest gamble being 20 besides the collector rares in the set, and that's why a lot of people are running from it. There's tons of pros and tubers are trying to hype Drytron. I do believe the deck has potential, and then I believe the most long-term potential goes to the Evil Twin engine. The eating is good while it's cheap. I look forward to your deck core prices, and some margins are beating better than others versus TCG Player. I'll flash them on the screen real quick. You can see they're pretty close, but they're beating pretty much everything, especially with code WATSGOOD5, 5% off, also supporting the channel while getting yourself a decent discount over at Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily. Next up, Princess Cologne and Box of Friends had the buyouts to kind of ridiculous proportions. If you didn't already know, there's a new archetype that has given some real oomph to these kinds of cards. So Cologne is up towards what lowest near mint, around $10-ish, $9, and then Box of Friends secret rare version, specifically Number Hunters, is crazy, up for first edition $650, and the unlims are not all that present either. There is a common for Box of Friends out, oh no, it's super rare out of an advent calendar, my bad, which is very fitting of a Christmas theme. Still around quarters, 30 cents, 50 cents, dollars, so pretty cheap. I do think that if these are in a March reprint set, this new archetype here, well, you're gonna see easy clap reprints of these cards, so I wouldn't worry too much about them. But secret rare is much nicer than ultra rare, probably why people held on and grabbed onto these specific versions, as I called on the reveal of the new cards when I was looking through them. Agent of Mystery Earth, this is a mystery to me. I don't know why this Light Fairy Tuner is up in price. It's always been interesting as a card for me, and it's from a structure deck. I don't think it has another version either. Around $2 to $3 now versus its market price of around $1. Not a bad buy, long-term hold. I do think it has potential, this engine, but we're seeing a little spike. Let me know if you know the reason for this card starting to go up. We don't have Brilliant Fusion combos with it anymore, so what are people going specifically for this with and playing it for? MADolche Queen Tiramisu is up in the price overall. Almost every listing getting bought out, including the Astral Pack, so if you have those commons, you have a good chunk of change. You also have the Gold Series version, up in price as well, $9 versus its market price of quote-unquote $8, and sales have pushed it up. So every version of Tiramisu is going up. As other MADolche stuff became easier, it was very clear that harder to get ones would go up and up and up, and Astral Pack commons, not the easiest thing to always get a hold of. And then original Ultra / Ultimate rares to the moon, especially with that ulti. I wanted to talk Gold Series real quick. I do think there's a lot of potential future hype and stuff like the Red Eyes and lower ends, but when it comes to this set, take your time with it. Don't feel forced to go do a buyout, because often when somebody is doing a buyout, they're on the losing ends of things, as other people have it in hand, they see the price spike, and they start relisting. That's why I like the approach. You grab some here, you grab some there, you grab some here, you grab some there. You don't just go, give it all to me and go crazy for it. Take your time, hold your horses, and slowly get your copies for a great price if you think there's potential in a card, instead of trying to take them all, push some artificial hype that's just going to get squashed instantly. Take your time, gather your copies. I don't think prices are going to be shooting up crazy anywhere, and there's tons of potential here for long-term, just slowly getting yourself pieces. And finally, the other set that fell out, Phantom Rage. Alpha's around 33, Zeus still under 50. So much potential for value here as well. Take your time. Things aren't heating up crazy. There's not an announcement of IRL events, but I do think some of these cards are ones you should consider having sooner than later, especially with how Banlist might potentially go, as Konami does like to focus them to make sales. Phantom Rage, as well as Genesis Impact, did sell not the best, so you could see a ban list aimed to help those sell out and be pretty harsh and heavy. We'll have to wait and see. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the conversations and discussions. And check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily. Throughout the day, there should be collector rares, deck cores, and other stuff. Maybe this video's gone long enough for them to get it up. Not quite yet. So do check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily throughout the day, and they should hopefully have some of those other prices up for you for... I'll probably try to critique them if they still have them in stock the next day or day after. I'm finally going to get a haircut tomorrow, guys, and trim the beard that's getting a little crazy over here.